Okay, so this happened late at night. The previous day, I had unlocked Spirit, and I wanted to try her out. So this was my first night using her, and the story I'm about to tell you takes place on my third attempt of using her. I only figured out what her ability was on my second attempt. So, cut long story short, this streamer named GatRecD, whatever that is, uh, he called he called me out on my off time and called me a cheater. So this is my little response video. It's going to be a deep analysis into what happened. The footage is from my PS5. It is a 15-minute clip of the thing. I am going to link the full clip, unlisted form. So if you actually care about this and want to see if I'm lying or not, check it out. But yeah, this is essentially what happened. So going into the match, first thing that happened after a little bit of messing about is I see a failed gen. So then I go towards the school, and then I first run into Vidrulzian because of that failed gen at 3 minutes 35. I was able to down him in under 10 seconds because he got stuck on a wall, and then he was able to escape because I couldn't find a hook, but I was able to hook him at 4 minutes 40. Anyway, I see more blood trails leading off into the house. I follow them, and then I meet Blissberry, who then stuns me with a locker, blinds me, and then unhooks his mate. So after this, I then try and chase them, lose them, but I see blood trails going back into the house. I then go invisible and see the back of the locker. I then invis myself and then grab what's it called Gatrek by accident, thinking I would get Berry Bliss, and then I was able to hook him by 5 minutes 12. After this, I see Berry Bliss, follow him, hunt him, and then at 7 seconds 6 minutes, I was able to down him and hook him by 6 minutes 26. But before I got into the house where I originally downed Berry Bliss, you can see in the corner that Gatrek unhooked himself. Or someone unhooked him. I don't know. I was nowhere near him. Anyway, I was able to hook Berry Bliss, but then he very quickly unhooks himself after I attempt to use him as bait. And then I try to attempt to follow him, but then lose him outside the school. And then I play killer a lot. So then once you play killer a lot, you start to know certain things like what gens get done the most. One of those gens was in the school basement. So then I'm near the school basement, so I thought might as well check it out. Okay, and then at 7 minutes 26 seconds, I hear someone doing the gen, and I find Gatrek again. But I fumble a little bit since I'm still not used to the killer, as you can see. After a little bit of fumbling, at 7 minutes 58, I was able to down him, and then at 8 minutes 11 seconds, Gatrek was on his second hook, and and then a few seconds later, at 8 minutes 23 seconds, Gatrek gets on hook. So I see the sign, I go find him. I got a little bit lost, and then I saw. I didn't. I'm gonna I didn't know where I was actually. I haven't played the map in a while. But I remembered the second gen that gets done a lot is the one in the corner, which you'll see there. And then I go towards that, going to check on it, and then I find Gatrek getting healed. I was able to down him, and in the message he says, and I quote, tunneling him. I knew exactly where he was at all times. Nope, I had absolutely no idea. I genuinely got lost, and this was pure flipping luck. And I just found out tunneling means targeting, and this is the only time you can actually say I was targeting him. Because who am I going to go for? The guy who's on his last hook, who's one hit, or the full health, no hook woman? We're at 9 minutes 30. I caught him again, and he was dead on a hook. by 9 minutes 42. After this, hunted down Puffy Pebbles. I was able to hook her, and then Berry Bliss unlock the gate. I sort of fumbled it there. I didn't know where it was. For some reason I thought he was backtracking, but nope. When he came visible again, I saw him run right out the gate. And then I had Berry Bliss, but I saw Vidrulzian was still alive, so then I used Puffy Pebbles as bait again. But here's the thing that's a bit tricky about this kind of thing. The only way this kind of thing works is if I somehow hit Puffy Pebbles, because Puffy Pebbles would have unhook immunity, but I would have time to hit Vidrulzian once. So even at full health, he would have been downed, unless he either had someone with him to body block him, or Puffy Pebbles was able to body block him before I could get a second hit in. Anyway, I was able to down Vidrulzian, hooked him, and then went to chase Puffy Pebbles. Puffy Pebbles didn't want to leave her mate. So after a little bit of back and forth, I was able to down Puffy Pebbles again, and then Mori her. After this, I got 3 out of 4. Berry Bliss escaped, and then this is late. After this, it would have just been like, okay, he got away. It was all right. Twitch guy died. I guess that's good. And I would have just gone to bed, considering it was 1:15 in the morning. But then at 16 minutes past 1 in the morning, Gatrek tries to call me out. I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely didn't know who he was on about. It took me a second, then I just started rage baiting him, saying, "Who are you?" Ooh, I'm Steve. You got in DVD. Which one? The one you killed? And then it hit me. I said, "Oh, I just said what I do. I'm just testing the spirit. This is my 3rd time with her. Do you have a problem with me?" He gave me a thumbs up. I said, "Do you want my footage?" I clicked the last 15 minutes. But then he left me on delivered for 5 minutes. I said, figured that he was just trying to start something. I assumed he was on Twitch streaming, and he was just trying to start something because I embarrassed him in front of his audience. And I was right. He said, I got on stream, good. And I'm gonna be real. I thought you were a streamer who'd put up more of a fight. In my experience, Twitch streamers usually when they play games, play games a lot. So to be a bit better. That's what I meant by that. I wasn't intentionally targeting him in any way. I didn't even know where he was half time. But yeah, but if you can look in the footage, it's more me fumbling than him being good. And then I said, knew it. I just outskilled you, mate. Tunnel, and he said, tunneled and somehow knew exactly where I was is mighty sus. You had no clue where I was, but you obviously knew. No. And then I just explained, I just tried to explain, mate, a good survivor needs a good team, because that is usually true. The only time you don't need one is if you're a gen rusher or a good looper. Puffy Pebbles was an alright looper, where they can distract you for a good amount of time, allowing for your team to get all the gens, or you're a gen rusher, where is the better one, because it's usually like, if you have a good looper, then it's really quick, but even if you don't, then you can just let your team get hunted while you get all the gens done. And then I just said, I didn't cheat, it's just sound and skill, which it was, not so much skill, I'm still getting used to the spirit, but yeah, it was just sound. And then I was referring to when I heard him in the basement. And I said, I heard you repair. I play kills a lot, so I know the gens people go to. I just said, take the L and learn. And I said, thank you for my next shot, which is going on for a little while, so it's clear now shot. You know my if you want round 2, night. And that's where it ended. After this, I got a bit annoyed, so I found his Twitch, and then found what his chat was saying about me. Here are screenshots. So that prompted me to make this video. If this guy seriously thinks I'm gonna let it slide that him and his little 5-year-old are having a go at me because he lost, this would make a pretty good video idea, so this is what I'm doing. At GatRecD, you have 2 options. Either just take the L and get lost, or you know where I am, you know where to find me. Round 2, I'm ready if you are. Maybe I'll get another video out of it.